From the beginning, I have wanted to be Aubrey's voice because she's not here anymore to tell her story. So the audacity of you guys who didn't know Aubrey over there that want me to be this bad guy so bad, and I'll be your bad guy, I don't care. But in your efforts to make me the bad guy, you are taking Aubrey's voice, the legacy she's leaving and the changes she's making, and you're trying to take it. You're not going to be able to take it, but you're trying, and you're overshadowing the goal and the mission.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Coffee with Crime podcast. I hope that everybody is doing very well today. It is a beautiful day here in Michigan, and I'm happy to be here not only on my channel but at home. So it's been a little bit since I've been on here. It's because I have actually been in Holden Beach, North Carolina, which is one of my favorite vacation spots. But if you've noticed or been following like the news and the weather, we got hit with Hurricane Debbie while we were there. So we were only there for like 3 days. Holden Beach is an island if you're not familiar. And so it started flooding. And so we made the choice to leave the island because I do have 3 small children and I did not want to be stuck on a flooding island, rationing food and water in like survival mode. So we decided to leave Holden Beach and we drove to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And I have never been there before. I think I probably never would have planned to go there, but we knew that we needed to get out of the path of the hurricane. And so it was not too long of a drive. It was like an 8-hour drive from Holden Beach. We drove over to Gatlinburg, and little did I know that this is like the epicenter of black bears. And people are actually just living amongst black bears all the time there. They're like squirrels. We have squirrels here in Michigan. They have black bears. Okay, like not as many, obviously, but every day you see black bears multiple times a day. It was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. I mean, granted, the ocean for me is still my happy place and I absolutely love the ocean. But man, if the things didn't play out the way that they did, I never would have gone to Gatlinburg and I never would have got to be so up close and personal with all of these black bears. And it was just such a cool experience. There was even like a mom and her cubs that would come around, and they're really smart and they're really curious, and they learn how to like open up your car doors. So you have to be like really vigilant about like locking your car doors, locking your house doors. But yeah, they'd go around and they like try to open up all the handles on your doors of like your car. I still have bear paw prints on my car. I've got to get it cleaned. But if you are interested in seeing bears up close and personal, I highly recommend you go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Anyway, so that's where I've been. I'm not going to go any more on that, but what a cool experience. I'm happy to be home though. It always feels good to be home. I love traveling. It's like one of my favorite things in the whole world to do, but there's something about coming home that just feels wonderful as well. And so yeah, I'm here and I've been wanting to make some videos on here. I've got a couple things in the works that I've been doing, but obviously it's been like nearly impossible. I even tried recording once on my cell phone, but it wasn't it. So I had to wait till I get home. But hopefully everybody is doing well. I cannot believe that we're busting through August right now and it's about to be fall before you know it and back to school and all of that jazz. So hopefully wherever you are, you're enjoying your last little bit of summer and you're staying happy and healthy. So now that I got all that out of the way, now that you know where I've been, I wanted to do an update on the Aubrey Wyatt case. And so this video, it's not going to be like a description of what happened with Aubrey. I will link in the description of this video the first episode that I did on the Aubrey Wyatt case where I go more into detail about her story and what happened. But a brief description is that Aubrey Wyatt was a 13-year-old girl, just started 8th grade in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, when she did take her own life. And in the wake of her death, her mother, Heather Wyatt, started getting on TikTok and sharing, her story with grief, sharing Aubrey Wyatt's story, and trying to get justice for Aubrey Wyatt. Because Heather Wyatt, her mother, claims that Aubrey was bullied for years up until she did take her own life. That's kind of the backstory. Now, Heather, the mom, never outwardly said the names of Aubrey's alleged bullies. But the internet, we know the internet is so good at digging up dirt and finding out information. And so Heather did share like screenshots between Aubrey and her bullies, like text messaging, and talked about different situations, but never again said their names. It was enough though that people did some digging and found out the names of 4 girls that are the alleged bullies of Aubrey. The internet just went absolutely crazy with doxing these girls and sharing their personal information, sharing their addresses, making very serious like death threats against these girls. Mind you, these are still like middle schoolers. Even though I absolutely hate bullying, I do not condone bullying. I don't think that that is the right thing to do either. So yeah, the internet went wild about this, right? Especially like the younger generations that are on TikTok. Again, I want to clarify, I don't condone obviously what they did, but I don't think that that is right either. I don't think we should be threatening, these girls with their lives. That being said, during that time, then the 4 alleged bullies, their parents sued Heather for like defamation and slander, and Heather had to get off of social media for a little while. She was granted access back to her social media accounts. However, she's got stipulations on what she can talk about. She's not allowed to talk about bullying really, or like the 4 girls. Again, not that she really ever named them, but she really has to be cautious with what she says because, there are some possible legal ramifications for her. The internet, again, really wants to back Heather and support Heather and wanted to be her voice when she couldn't be there. Majority of the people. However, there have been a few very outspoken creators on TikTok that have been really speaking out against Heather, speaking out against her parenting, speaking out on her process with grieving, and really just kind of attacking Heather and bullying, I guess, for lack of better words. So I actually took the time to put together like a little montage of clips from some of these creators that have been speaking out against Heather, the grieving mom. And I'm going to share some of those clips with you guys. And then I want to talk about it with you and share my opinions because it's been all over TikTok. It's created quite the stir, lots of drama on TikTok, which is absolutely horrendous because really what matters is that a little girl took her own life and there really shouldn't be this type of drama on TikTok. It's kind of gross, but it is what's happening. And so I think it's worth discussing and whether or not I agree with what's going on TikTok. So the first clip is a girl named Kendall Rich. I think she's like a family vlogger or a lifestyle vlogger. Not my style, to be honest with you, but she does have like more than 1 million followers. So she's got a very large platform. So she'll be the first clip that I share. And then the second creator that I'll share a clip of or a couple clips of is named Melissa. Now she is no longer on TikTok. She recently just deleted her account because she was getting so much backlash. And the thing with her is that she started her TikTok account as kind of like this rally against bullying. She was a very like anti-bully movement. And so a lot of her stuff before this was all against bullying and standing up for victims of bullying. She even was outspoken about standing up for Aubrey at a time. And then some stuff came out where she found that she did not agree with Heather and like totally flipped the script. The third clip that I'm going to share with you guys is a woman named Jennifer Harper or Harper Quinn. She also is, as I'm recording this, no longer on TikTok because she too received a ton of hate. So did Kendall Rich, but Kendall Rich like doubles down on everything that she says and, has no shame. Now, the other two are not as large of creators. I mean, still had like thousands of followers, enough to, gain attention, but the other two are no longer on there. So this last one, Harper Quinn or Jennifer Harper, she basically all of her content was regarding Aubrey Wyatt and Heather Wyatt. She basically created that as like her niche. Like her niche was literally harassing and bullying a grieving mother, which like that's disgusting in itself. And she didn't last very long at all. She got tons of backlash and she's also MIA currently. So And I should say that before they actually deleted their accounts, they all took off their comments, including Kendall Rich. So they shared their controversial opinions. They attacked Heather and Aubrey's story over and over and over again. All the meanwhile deleted all of their comments, so like nobody could comment back, which I think is very cowardly. And I think if you're going to be that controversial, then be prepared to hear the heat. But they could not handle it, and so yeah. So let's share those little clips of it, and then we're going to talk about it a bit.
Hear me out before you judge me and you come at me and you attack me and all the things. The mom is giving me weird vibes, and the first time that I ever watched a TikTok with her, I just got a weird sense, okay? A weird feeling. I can get that about people. A lot of times it's right. Sometimes it's not. I hope I'm wrong in this situation. I can't imagine going through that, and I think you think you're going to cope a certain way, and you never know how you're going to cope in that kind of situation. All I know is a year out from that, I'd still be in therapy. I'd not even be able to discuss that publicly. I wouldn't even be able to talk about it. I couldn't even speak of that situation without uncontrollable sobs. This is if I'm not in an institution in the corner, like literally on watch, because I don't even know how I could even process something so horrible. I have questions. I've seen some TikToks where she's laughing, and again, everybody copes differently, so I know that. I can't imagine how you then, and if that's how you have to cope, okay, then all the love and grace to you. But I just have a weird feeling. The laughing, retelling the story, like that's just an odd way to cope. That's just hear me out. If I thought my daughter, if I heard one of my kids telling me of a situation of such awful bullying, first of all, I'd pull my kid from the school. I would be very aggressive and fast with how I handled that kind of situation. Like and I've seen some text messages between her mom and her that I thought, not how I would have handled it. Don't come at me like it's not her mom's fault. No, of course it's not her mom's fault. Just something's weird. Something feels weird to me. Anyone else?
All right, so that was Kendall Rich, and her saying,
I get a feeling about people. Usually I'm right.
Irritated me. Just right away, I was rubbed the wrong way. I too get a feeling about people, Kendall Rich, and my feeling is that she's an adult bully. And actually, I'm not even going to include this clip here, but her daughter also got onto TikTok and was kind of bullying Aubreigh. If you look on TikTok, one of Aubrey's last clips was her lip singing, I guess you would say, to a song. And then after Kendall Rich shared her controversial opinion and started getting all this hate regarding it, her daughter got on and basically did like the exact same video that was Aubrey's last video. It was clearly an attack against Aubrey and her family. She received so much hate that she actually took the video down, and her mom made an apology regarding it. You know, it just shows you that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I definitely think that Kendall seems like an adult bully and seems like she's raising her children to behave the same way. And I just don't understand why Kendall felt the need to even get on there and share her, controversial opinion. I think it's probably just for clout and attention. She's using the trauma of a grieving mother and the loss of this young child to gain attention. And, she goes on to talk about how she would have done things differently, and she questions how, Heather handled Aubrey and how she handles grief. And it's just not fair because Kendall hasn't been there. It's hard to say how anyone would respond if they haven't experienced it. And I think that everyone, if they lose someone in such a tragic way, they do question what they did, all the what ifs, if they would have done something differently, had things had a different outcome. I'm sure that Heather carries guilt, and I'm not saying that I think she should feel guilty in any way. But I'm sure regardless of what people say or think, she feels guilt. And so the last thing that she needs is for someone to get on the internet and start criticizing her behavior, her parenting, her grieving. If anything, Heather deserves all the support, all the railing around her. She's going through the most unimaginable pain a mother could ever go through. So to attack a grieving mother and perhaps make her feel even worse than she's, I'm sure, already feeling. It's just, it's the lowest of low, especially from a mother. Kendall should be ashamed of herself.
The darkness always comes to light, and that light is about to shine real bright. There is a lot of stuff that is going on with the Heather Wyatt case. Well, there's really no case, but the information that we have been fed. There is a lot of proof that has not been shared with anybody. I have a friend on here who also released a video about the situation, and the doll, we all have it, baby. That was released 3 months before the death of Aubrey, and it was not even in reference to Aubrey, and there is proof of that. All right, y'all wanted facts, you wanted receipts, whatever you guys want to call them, I don't know, proof. Here you go. So this is the picture of the doll right here. It shows one of the girls holding it. Yes, we did black out the face out of respect for the girls. Now I'm gonna move out of the way and I'm gonna show you the screen and explain to you this. Right here down at the bottom it says July 19th, 2023. That shows right there that this doll was made before Aubrey's death on September 4th. This mother, Heather, decided to use that to her advantage to get everybody to feel bad for her. And you guys are wondering why we're calling her out on her BS. None of this had anything to do with those 4 girls. Those 4 girls are the girls that are innocent. The girls haven't been able to speak their side. The parents of the girls have not been able to speak their side. It just blows me away that a mother, and you know what, at this point, I'm gonna call her a crappy mom, because she has used this for her advantage to gain money, to gain popularity, to get what she wanted, to have that life that she never had by getting people to feel bad for her and donate to her. You know, you guys are real quick to jump the gun and just believe everything that she says without actual real proof. You look at the text messages and the little screenshots that she's putting out that have been cropped or that don't make any sense because messages have been deleted, so on and so forth. You know, you guys need to start doing the math. You need to put 2 and 2 together. 2 plus 2 equals 4. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, y'all want to come at us who are trying to expose the truth and trying to get the proper justice that needs to be done, but yet you want to go believe someone who gives half-assed truths. Say what you want about me. I really don't care. I don't care about your opinions. I don't care about views. I don't care about clicks. I don't care about any of that. I care about getting the proper justice. I care about all the other kids who have been bullied and unalived themselves due to that. I never said Aubrey wasn't bullied. It just wasn't by those 4 girls, like Heather wants to say it is.
All right, so this next lady here, Melissa, she's the one that, like I said, originally created her TikTok as a platform to speak out against bullying. And that was supposed to be, I guess, her niche on her account was anti-bullying. So when she got on and started bullying Heather, the grieving mom, you know, it really just created a huge, like I said, backlash against her. And so when she started to talk about the doll and trying to debunk that photo with the doll, and I'm not going to go into all the details of that. If you want to know more about that and see some of the videos regarding the doll, then you can watch the first video. But Melissa is trying to debunk this photo and saying that the doll is not affiliated with Aubrey. So she goes on to, you know, pick apart, you know, and show timestamps and all of that. So maybe they did create it before Aubrey's passing. Either way, I think it's odd behavior that they tried to create this like bloody doll. It's really gruesome looking, and it is odd for middle schoolers, like young girls, to be doing that. I think that's kind of alarming behavior, but regardless, maybe they did create it before and it wasn't originally made to mock Aubrey. I think it's also possible that maybe they, you know, shared it after Aubrey's passing. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it was misinterpreted by Heather. I don't think, though, that Heather like maliciously made up this lie regarding the doll. I think she interpreted it that it was bullying against Aubrey. If it wasn't, then hopefully that gets clarified in the future. But I don't think that Melissa, this TikTok creator, did what she was trying to do. I don't think that debunks the doll video or anything like that by showing a timestamp. Because yes, like I said, they could have made it before, but maybe they didn't share it publicly until after. And so that would have been very hurtful to Heather and her daughter Taylor if they had just seen it after just witnessing the unaliving of Aubrey. Now, again, like I said, hopefully the truth does come out regardless. I don't think Heather's intentions were to just make up this lie and spread these lies about these girls. At the end of the day, this mother lost her daughter tragically. That's what matters. Melissa keeps saying that Heather's been sharing this stuff on TikTok for sympathy. Well, Heather absolutely deserves sympathy. Like, there's no question there. How dare you even say that about her? She does deserve sympathy. If it brings her any kind of peace in sharing her story, if it helps her through her grieving process, if it helps her to feel like she's creating purpose out of the loss of her daughter, let her do that. Let her have sympathy. Let her have support from other people. How dare you get on the internet and make those kind of accusations against a mother grieving her daughter?
I told you it was going to be tit for tat. Girl, I know that you think you're the down there in OS, but you're not for me. You are not on my mind 24/7. I got other to do. I'm just putting the information out there. Putting the information out there that the cause of death was not caused by the 4 girls. So, I'm just saying, like, if you got a kid that's been going to the same school for 4 years, being bullied for 4 years, and you ain't pulled her out, there's seriously something wrong with you. I know you've been on lives and making TikToks for 6 days in a row now since I started this. You ain't never been on TikTok and lives that much in your life. I know that your little doughy eyes, are fooling people and stuff, but eventually, one by one, are being like, holy crap, there's more to the story than is being told.
All right, so finally this lady, Jennifer Harper, or Harper Quinn, to me, I'm not like saying like a professional diagnosis or anything, but she seems a little cray-cray. You know what I'm saying? Like, she seems a little off her rocker and maybe shouldn't be on TikTok, which again, like I said, she's not on TikTok anymore. She did delete her account, but everything that she shared was just like these bizarre rants and like screenshots that definitely looked altered. She just dedicated her entire TikTok to basically bashing Heather and, her parenting and her grieving. Anyone that just tries to create this entire social media personality being hateful towards a grieving mother obviously has to have something mentally wrong, I think. And the thing is, when you get on social media and you become so outspoken and you get all of this attention, especially negative attention like these creators, people start digging up dirt on you. Specifically, this lady here, Jennifer Harper, people started digging up a lot of dirt on her. Allegedly, one of her previous coworkers actually came forward and said that she faked having cancer to basically not have to go to work anymore, and like got her employers and coworkers to raise money for her, and they ended up finding out that she actually was faking her cancer diagnosis.
Basically about the Harper Quinn lady, the Jennifer Harper. But we all used to work together at this company, and she decided that she wanted to work from home. You absolutely can work from home. It's just within reason. They have rules and regulations like any job. She decided to fake cervical cancer so that she could work from home. Pretty much. And then to top it off, to top the fraud off, the company raised money for her. They raised money. Turns out they all found out she don't have cancer.
Whether or not it's true, that's what happens when you create that type of content. You invite people to bring up your dirt and share stuff about you that you don't want publicly known. I will say that right after this girl shared this video talking about Harper Quinn and her alleged fraudulent past, that's immediately when Harper deleted her account. And so I do wonder if there's some truth to that. I just think that Harper Quinn, or Jennifer Harper, or whatever you call her, seems like she needed to get a different hobby. She spent so much time and energy creating this content, trying to hurt Heather. And she too should really be ashamed of herself. I will say that Heather, she did end up making a video responding to them. I think she handled it very well. She stayed very classy in her response, and I'll share a little bit of that with you guys.
I'm not going to respond to them. Made a video. I'm not. And maybe I'll change my mind later. I'm gonna pray about it. Where I'm led by God, that's between me and God, and I'll let you know. But I will say, from the beginning, I have wanted to be Aubrey's voice because she's not here anymore to tell her story. So the audacity of you guys who didn't know Aubrey over there, not like you guys that love us, we love you. You guys over there that want me to be this bad guy so bad, and I'll be your bad guy, I don't care. But in your efforts, sorry about the sun, to make me the bad guy, you are taking Aubrey's voice, like what she wanted, the legacy she's leaving and the changes she's making, and you're trying to take it. You're not going to be able to take it, but you're trying, and you're overshadowing the goal and the mission. You have your own goal. You have your own mission, right? You want to stop bullying. You want to make a change in a school. So go make those changes. All these TikToks about me, good. I'm happy. Like, cool. Could they have been put towards better use? Probably. So, in saying that, from the beginning, mental health, bullying, whatever it may be, teen suicide is the second leading cause of death in teens. Yeah. Our teens are dying, guys, and it's getting younger and younger. We have 10-year-olds and 9-year-olds taking their life, whether it be for bullying or just mental health. There are so many factors, and it has been my mission from the beginning to advocate and to speak and to help that. So yeah, that's what the foundation is doing. That is helping teens. In addition to that, guys, somebody woke up today without their child. They had to go through that same agony that my family had to go through and continues to go through. At least 10 children will take their life today. Look it up. Look the statistics up. That is what I'm here for. To speak on that, to bring awareness to that, to get there to be a point of change. So I'm not going to give you the attention you so desperately seek. Go find something to help. What about our babies? Go fight for them like you want to fight to ruin my reputation. Because at the end of the day, I don't matter. Those kids that are going to their parents are going to wake up and they're not going to be here. They are going to be children who take their life today. And you're over there worried about me. That's alarming. Go be that change you so badly want. Use your platform for good.
Overall, I think if you publicly attack a mother grieving the loss of their child, you're going to receive a lot of hate. That's not going to be received well by the masses. It makes you look like an asshole. No mother is supposed to bury their child and then to receive criticism on how they parent or how they grieve is just gross, and it seems so cruel. Now, I will say that I don't believe doxing those 4 alleged bullies is the right thing to do either. People sharing their pictures, their addresses, making death threats against them. Again, these are middle school girls. While I will continue to say that if they were bullying Aubrey, I do not condone that behavior. I think bullying is absolutely horrendous. I don't think then the answer is for the entire internet to bully them and make them scared for their lives. I don't personally think that's the right answer. If they were bullying Aubrey, they absolutely should be held accountable. They should have consequences that are appropriate for their actions and their age, because they are still very, very young and they have a lot of growing to do. They will undoubtedly go the rest of their life feeling some kind of guilt regarding the loss of Aubrey. But I don't think that they should be receiving death threats, and I don't think that people should be doxing them on the internet. And I'm not saying that Heather is doing that, but the internet finds things out, and the internet can be so cruel. the way that people hide behind screens and say these most horrendous things that more often than not, they would never say in real life. We need to stop. We need to stop the bullying behavior from adults, from children, all across the board. It's absolutely wrong. It's the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's really that simple. And that applies in real life and on the internet. And the internet, it has the power to be used for good, but it's so often used for bad. Hopefully, we can learn from this tragedy, and there can be some purpose in the loss of Aubrey, and we can work towards stopping bullying, stopping cyberbullying. And this applies again to these adults as well. Kendall Rich, Melissa, whatever, the anti-bullying person, and then Harper Quinn or Jennifer Harper. They're all being bullies. You're adults. You're grown women, and we wonder why these children behave the way that they do and why they bully other children, because they're raised by people like these. They see adults bullying. Be a better example. Lift up Heather. She is grieving the loss of her 13-year-old daughter, something I pray that none of us ever have to experience. So, I doubt Heather will ever see this, but if you do see this, I send you all of my love. I cannot even fathom the pain that you're going through, and I hope that in your life you have so much support and love and hugs and people there for you, and I hope that you do not listen to these people on the internet that speak poorly of you. They obviously need some help. That's all I'm going to say about that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what you think. I am very against bullying, so let's keep it kind. I've seen so many comments on my first video about Aubrey. So many young people on there talking about their experiences with bullying and their thoughts about unaliving. I beg of you to stay. If you're experiencing bullying, please stay. Know that it gets better. This is temporary. I was bullied myself, and I can tell you, looking back now, I barely remember those years. My life is so much better now. It does get better. You just have to get to the other side. If you need help, please don't be afraid to reach out. Please don't be afraid to speak up and say that you need help. And just be kind. Everybody, please, please, please be kind to one another. You never know what someone's going through. You never know the effect it will have on somebody. And it's really simple. If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Be a positive influence. Stick up for kids that are bullied. Invite people to sit next to you. Invite people to your birthday party. Sit with people at lunch. Offer to be their partner on a homework assignment. Whatever. Just be a friend. Be kind. Be different. And in honor of Aubrey and all the other kids that are victims of bullying, be the change. All right. I think that's going to be all. Hopefully, again, like I said, wherever you are happy, you are healthy, you are well. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.